Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bullhucker podcast. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
And I'm Adam Vokey.
And we're back for the second time, Adam.
We are back for the second time.
If we had a nickel for every time I forgot to start the recording on this, it would be, my God,
We'd be retired.
I'd saved hours out of my life, you know? As I'm laying on my deathbed, I could watch another movie right now had I not fucked up the podcast 85 times. We got a guest today.
We do have a guest today.
And just for the record, I can't say his last name. That's not why I'm letting Adam, but
whatever.
You know, whatever.
So we have Doug Schossow with us today.
What's up, Doug? How are you?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
I'm really good, man. I'm really good. Thank you for coming on, by the way.
Hey, love it. Adam told me about this, and I thought it was kind of cool.
He bit right away. He's like, "Oh yeah, absolutely."
Yeah.
So,
I got to tell you, I know your wife, but I didn't know it was your wife.
Oh,
I didn't know
I'm
her last
sorry.
name was Shaw. She used to work in Walmart.
Yeah, she did. Yeah,
I was a Pepsi guy for years.
Yeah.
So she's just one of those people I would just BS with. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
just it's kind of it's a friendship. You know, like every time she sees me, like, how are you? It's
Sure.
very pleasant. She's a sweetheart, man.
Yep.
Because I saw you up at CML in Denver at the Gaylord this year.
Yep.
And she was behind you, and I was like, what do you do with Doug?
Oh, yeah, last name.
Yeah.
Too many of it out there.
he's all, "Do you know his wife?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's how I met Doug."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's like, "I didn't know that."
Yeah.
I bet she keeps you in line.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
She doesn't play. She doesn't seem like this. What's up, Jen? By the way, what's up?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Before I did, I gave my shameless shout out earlier, so I got to redo it now. But you pulled up and saw my old. I have a Corolla I've had forever, man. This thing looks like it's been through a war, you know, because hailstorm after hailstorm and the paint's peeling. And you said, "Hey, you're in the old car today," because I had to get everything replaced that hailstorm. But I did go to Standard Glass. They did take good care of me. This is not a paid promotion, but I just want to give Paula Keefe a shout out because she's such a sweetheart. You know, she does such a great job. And if you go to Standard Glass, what's that? Which one way is that? That's not State, is it? The one way that goes from south or north to south.
State. State.
That's State. Okay, yep. On the very end of State by the
But down there by whatever
that's the post office.
Yep.
Yes, right. Just one block down from the post office. So if you have a cracked windshield, which if you're in Brush, Colorado, there's a good chance you do. Go down and check out old Paula. So, Doug, what are you doing nowadays?
Well, I retired from the Fort Morgan Police Department after just shy of 3.5 decades.
Jeez.
And so I did a little stint with the Morgan County Sheriff's Office doing court security and transports. And I tell you what, I really loved that job. I got to see everybody,
Right.
and rekindle old friendships. And it was good to see people in a different light.
Right.
Yep.
Do you think from the beginning, we'll get into that a little later too, but real quick question. Do you think it got easier from the beginning to the end? When was the best time to be a cop? When you started off or when you ended off?
Oh, definitely not when I ended off.
Yeah.
The beginning was fun.
Yeah.
And it was fun up until, I would say 20-ish, 25 years.
Yeah.
And then you could just feel the changes.
Right.
And at the end, it was just changing too much. And,
Right.
it was time to change. I'd been there long enough. And not that I wanted to go, but it was just time to go.
Yeah.
It was
I get
time
it.
to go.
As you see behind you, we actually do support the police here at the Bullhucker podcast. So you were also a city councilman in Fort Morgan.
Yes, sir, I am.
And that's how I bring that up. That comes up there. I've always supported the police, I've always supported, but it's not until I had to be a city councilman and have to deal with what they deal with, So it's so tough to keep cops anymore.
Oh. Nobody
And-
wants to do that job.
Why would you want to, man?
Nobody wants to do it.
Yeah.
Society is just what it is now. That's and I don't know how you want to do that.
I don't either. The thing that's always drove me crazy, and you hear the stories from our cops during council meetings, the stuff they have to go through and stuff. You just shake your head, and people are just so entitled nowadays.
Yep.
You watch on video or on the internet or whatever, you see there's always the video of the cop, the nightstick out hitting somebody, but they don't show you the 15 minutes before that happened.
That's a very good point. People, who'd you think of that video? Oh, they're only showing you what you want. There's minutes before and there's minutes after. So I said, just wait and make your judgment till you see the whole tape.
Right.
Doug and I have actually talked about that before because I met Doug at Aquatics at the Star. So we hang out in the deep end of the pool and talk while Jen's trying to teach class.
I would
pretty
say
much.
you both look very buoyant.
We are.
We are very buoyant.
So when we had talked about
The short
that,
end of the pool gets deeper. I'm just telling you.
when we had talked about that very thing about you only see on social media what they want you to see.
Right.
And I've had that conversation a few times with my girls over
Right.
What you see is not maybe the whole story.
No, it's the hook. It's the hook they want you to have. You know,
That's
what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
So, want to suck you in.
Yeah, it's tough. So yeah, having cops, they're having to deal with them or having to watch after them more or less, which is weird as a city councilman. You know,
No.
it's tough. It makes it hard to sympathize with them.
Absolutely.
So we try and do everything in our power to
Support
do that.
them.
Yeah, at CML, I went to one of the sessions I went to was the basically how to be nice to cops session, and it was weird because all these two cops were from I think they were from Windsor. Can't remember where they were from. Anyway, it was the police chief and then his sergeant, and they're just giving do this, do that, do that. This is the stuff we're already doing, So I mean, it's nice to know. I think we're kind of ahead of the game out here. So because it's pretty. I think cops are pretty much supported in Morgan County.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. I say this all the time, not to interrupt, but I'm very fortunate to spend all my time in Morgan County as a policeman.
Right.
I couldn't express my gratitude enough for the people here. For the most part, 98% of them love us.
Sure.
And and I was just my thoughts when I train new officers. The academy teaches them this. And not necessarily the real world out there.
Right.
This guy you stop may have never had a dealing with a cop. You still got to be on your toes, but you also got to remember that he's just a person, and treat him with respect.
Right.
Treat him like he'd like to be treated yourself.
Right.
And you can get through anything.
Right.
But it's just what everybody's taught.
Right. I didn't realize you were a police officer when we first met. I remember when we first met, we had the law enforcement comedy show during COVID.
Yes.
And you're one of the counselors out of Fort Morgan that showed up.
I did. I did come. It was very great. That was awesome. You guys did that.
The coolest thing in my book was Kim Dykes and Matt Gordon. I'm going to miss somebody. Those are the two main ones. They called businesses around the county and said, would you like to donate to this? And everybody did.
Yep.
How much stuff did those guys get? I got to the point like, who has this ticket? Okay, we'll take some steaks with you and take
Who
this.
hasn't won?
Yes.
Okay. Come get this barbecue grill.
Yeah.
Back to the community. Back to the community.
Right.
And then when the community loves you and trusts you, I mean, you've done something right in your career.
Right. Right. Because if you have a problem with cops, well, have a society without them. See how that does for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I was very humbled on my retirement party. Alvina Shrum from Stakeout, love Alvina.
Yeah.
Over 350 people came to my retirement party.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, that is a humbling, very humbling experience. And I still get choked up over that because I didn't realize what's the word I want to say?
You don't know the lives you touched.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But you do.
That's awesome.
Yep. So, that was a good time.
Well, Doug, you seem like a really good guy. We'll see after your stories if we have the same opinion
absolutely. Absolutely. We got all kinds of stories. 3.5 decades full.
Oh, I love it already.
And we only get 3 of them.
Today.
Only 2 of them are true.
That's
well,
right.
that's true.
Which
So
leads me to the next piece. Hey, if you're new to the podcast, welcome to the Bullhucker podcast. What we do on the podcast is bringing a guest on. Today's Doug Schossow. I got to say it so slow, but I got it right. I'm kicking ass, so I'm kicking so much ass right now. Doug's going to tell us 3 stories about his life. Now, here's the kicker. Only 2 of these stories are true. One's either borrowed, made up, or partially made up, partially true. So, Doug, without going into any kind of detail, what the one that's not true, did you borrow the story? Did you completely make it up, or is it kind of half true, half false? Embellished.
A small fraction embellished.
Okay. So
Yep.
that makes it a little tougher because it's mostly true. So,
It's everything you're here. The names have been changed to protect the innocent, but they are true stuff. I can't
true.
make this stuff up, guys.
that's true. And if you do, by chance, spit out a name you shouldn't have, we'll change it and bleep it out.
Okay.
And,
All right.
we'll kill. So 3 stories out. You want to read them off?
okay, we've got Backyard Prowler,
Yep.
Night at the Mortuary,
Yep.
and Ice Safety.
I'm excited already, man.
Here we go.
Mr. Voke, you haven't been here in a while, brother.
I haven't.
Pick a story.
I'm going to go with Night at the Mortuary.
Oh, want me to start? Okay. Well, back in the early 80s and 90s, we did a lot of foot patrol. To start this story off right, the cops just get out of your car and walk doors. And so we'd find a lot of open doors throughout the night shift. And, you'd call another car over to make sure the building's okay, locking up, if you could. If you couldn't, you call the owner, come down and lock it up. You know, two things happened there. One, the owners of the business knew you were out looking for them and taking care of them. And the other is, you know, you're getting out of your car, listening. You'd be surprised if you just get out of your car and go for a walk, the things that you don't hear. So the guy that we were working with was extremely afraid of dead people. Okay,
like ghosts or
like
dead people?
Just dead people in general. Just didn't do very well with them.
Okay.
So the other guy I had was, you know, the mortuary is always open.
Okay.
Back in the day, who wants to go into the mortuary? You know, so
Right.
the plan was we were going to go in, and one of the younger morticians was going to hop up on the table and put the sheet over him, and we're going to come through the building.
Right.
So sure enough, I thought, well, I better check with the head guy.
Right.
And he says, you know what, you guys, I'm okay with this, but nobody gets shot. You understand me?
That was the first thing I thought of.
Nobody gets shot. So the other guy that working with me, we decided, and we had the dead guy all set up, and he was going to come up and lay on the table, and so the plan went into motion.
Okay.
So found the back door open. We come walking in upstairs, and there the body is on the slab, foot hanging out. And we're just talking. That was the key word, you know, walking. And,
Yeah.
hey, man, how many dead people they got up here today? And about that time, the sheet comes up and grabs the guy.
Like grabbed his hand or?
Grabbed his ham. And it was like squirting all over just to get out of there. Down the stairs, fell down the stairs. The other guy and I just screamed, hey, it's just, we knew the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He was out the door. And then, of course, when you get down there and try to explain life to him,
Right.
you SOBs. And oh, God, he was so pissed.
I'd have been
so pissed,
yeah,
so
yeah.
pissed. Night at the mortuary.
I'd have been, you know what I'd have done if I was a mortician? I'd have double dog downed you, is what I'd done. I'd have found another buddy who I would have put under the thing.
Oh,
and be
yeah.
like, Doug, what are you doing? And when you see me sitting here.
Now that would have been bad, because I'd have been beating him down the stairs.
Until someone has a heart attack or he falls down. Now he's
Yep.
crippled because he's paralyzed because he fell down the stairs. And you're like, now you can't tell me put a joke on me. As far as you know, there was really a zombie in there. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Hell
Thanks,
no.
Thanks for taking one for the team,
Yeah.
Jenny.
Yeah.
When you started telling that story, the first thing I thought of was the guy sets up and then he gets shot.
Oh,
And then you said no one gets shot. I was like,
yeah. No, that was, you know, we had to make sure, Roger had to make sure that he was behind it, so there was no going for the gun or any of that type of stuff.
Right.
You know, it was,
Dude,
yeah.
that would be awful, man.
It would have. Oh, could you imagine? He wouldn't have to go far, would he?
And what year is this?
Huh?
What year is this?
Oh my God! It had to have been 90-ish, 93, 94.
So no really internet or anything like that.
No,
So
good God, no! There was no such thing as
Yeah, yeah.
cameras back in those days, and nothing.
You'd ended up on some radio show as, can you believe this shit happened? You know,
Yeah,
cop
Oh, yeah.
shoots mortician. You know?
yeah.
What do you think about that one, Vogue?
I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, I like it
That would
too.
have probably scared the shit out of me too. Even though I don't believe in ghosts and all that stuff, that would have probably got me.
I watch enough zombie movies and stuff. My biggest, what I love to do is watch the Travel Channel, Doug.
Oh yeah.
All the haunted stuff.
I love the Travel
I
Channel.
can't get enough of it, man.
Yeah, I do.
But you think I would never go to an actual haunted house? Not like a fun Halloween one, yes, but one that's actually haunted, not on your life, because that thing's all attached to you and head home with you. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't do it. But so stuff like that,
I have some haunted house stories. Maybe we can do that at Halloween time.
Actually, we already do that at Halloween time.
Oh, do you?
I'll get a
All
hold
right,
of you.
that's
Yeah,
because I got some Halloween stories.
we go down to the club tap room with Christine.
Oh.
Because the tap room does it up, man. That
Yeah.
place is Halloweened out.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we went down there last year. We did the best Halloween stories. So you can actually check that out on bullhucker.com. So yeah, or on YouTube or wherever. So we've heard some pretty fun ones. It's crazy the people locally that have stories you didn't know. You know, they tell you stories about stuff that's happened to them. They're like, holy shit, really? So,
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but this guy doesn't believe it, though. But ask him about Bigfoot, Doug. He thinks there's some monkey walking around the woods. He believes all in that, though.
You know,
I want Bigfoot to be real, for real. Like,
you know,
I hope there's a giant bipedal monkey out there somewhere.
We've been hearing about this so long. I think, you know,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
it would be. I'd hate for it not to be. But,
Right.
But then the thing is I like watch, like, every now and then I'll watch, like, that Finding Bigfoot or Expedition Bigfoot or whatever they are. And it's like, if they actually find something, we would have heard about it.
Sure.
It may have made the news. So,
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
I don't know.
You kind of remind me of that big dude that gets on there and who? You know,
Jimbo? Is
Yeah,
that his name?
Jimbo or whatever his name is. They're going, oh my God. Get up there and hollow down a canyon. Oh, look at there he echoed, you know.
Dude, what's he doing? Ooh, what's that?
He's like doing like a call.
Yeah,
thing.
like
It's
he whoop whoop or doing
yeah,
something
he's
goofy
just like all
that.
these different, because there's like different parts of the country. Bigfoot talk different, apparently.
Yeah.
So
Got a
he does
Tennessee
different
accent,
calls and
Oklahoma accent,
tree knocks and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, tree knocks.
That sounds like some. That sounds like some redneckery to me. That's.
A tree knock, also known as beating on a tree with a tree branch. So
Did you ever watch a show on Travel Channel? These Woods Are Haunted.
I do watch.
Have you watched that
I
one?
have watched that.
That's a crazy one.
That
though,
is
man.
crazy.
A lot of Bigfoot, a lot of the Dog Man or whatever they call it.
Oh yeah.
I've heard of the Dog Man.
Such a scary thing, but they give it a name like Dog Man. He got robbed on that whole name. You know, Dog Man's PR guy sucks. That's what happens there. So, all right. Also liked it, but I like that kind of stuff. So, but I would have been more worried that he shot you.
Oh no, we covered that pretty good. So.
Yeah. All right. So we got Night at the Mortuary Dawn. We have Ice Safety and Backyard Brawler.
Prowler.
Okay. There's always one I want to hear the most when I see the titles, and I'm going to pick that one last. So instead, let's hear Ice Safety.
Ice Safety. Late 80s. Horrible day. Very icy, slippery. Stopped a guy. We can tell you, 200 block of Grant. I remember this like it was yesterday. Walked up to the car. Got his driver's license and registration. Back in those days, you did not need insurance, just so you know.
Really?
Yeah. There was a time when you just asked for your driver's license and registration. So, it's going back to car, kind of shuffling. If you noticed, I am a fairly large guy.
No.
And large guys hit the ground hard. So, my job was to get from point A back to point B, get in a car. Safety.
Right.
And so, as I shuffle back across there, I open up my car door, and I go to get in. Of course, you can't put both feet in at the same time. So my right foot goes, and left foot slips out from underneath me, and I slide under the car. And yes, my belly and my Sam Brown belt got stuck on the edge of the car. Yep. So I thought, man, looking around. Yeah. So I tried to shove up on the door. Tried to shove up there, and I couldn't do it.
You're wedged underneath the
Wedged under the car. My right foot is up under the car. My left one is off toward the left front tire, and my Sam Brown. And back in those days, we had little brass buckles we had to kind of keep shiny, and that is what got stuck. And so I kind of in a pickle. So I kind of laid under the door, and I go, "Hey!" Yeah, of course, no answer. I had to yell a little louder.
Yeah.
Train going by, you know what that's like in Brush, Colorado. So
Right.
Fort Morgan's no difference. They got to wait for the train to go by.
Right.
Yeah, train goes by, and I yell again. The guy gets out. He goes, "You all right?" I said, "We're good, bud." I said, "I need you to do me a big favor. Like, grab the door jamb, and lift up on the car." I said, "If you can do that, that ticket today goes away." So anyway, he came over there, and he's having a hard time too, and he grabbed that car just enough. I was able to slide out. He helped me up. we gave each other a man hug and gave me stuff back, and he was appreciative, and so was I.
Buddy, go get some butter.
Yeah, butter.
Right? I was wondering, what's the TIN code for officer stuck under a car?
I'm laughing because I get stuck in a lot of places, buddy. I'm with you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm not little either, man.
That story, I don't remember. I should have brought the magazine, but another officer had to write stories, and it made our law enforcement magazine for the state of Colorado. So I always thank Michelle for that.
Michelle
Pence was her name at the time.
What's up, Michelle Pence?
Yep.
That's did they name by name? Did they put your name in?
Yeah, my name's in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she didn't hide nothing there. So you could go to these little police. Oh, you that guy? And no. He looks just like me, but it's not.
No. That's Doug Schossow.
I'm
Doug Schossow.
My cousin.
That's right. And that guy, I tell you what, we should fire him, but good guy. He's a good man, though, so we don't worry about it.
Yep.
What did you think about that one, Vogue?
That was good. I could relate with that.
I mean,
I can see that happen to me. That's why I drive a giant four-wheel drive pickup. I don't get stuck under there.
Right.
There's plenty of clearance.
There was such a thing as SUVs back in those days.
Right.
But nah, you had to drive a Crown Vic, lower to the ground, the better.
Right. Right. Quit making them.
They did.
Yeah.
They made good reasons why.
Yeah.
Long get out. Always step up.
Right.
I
Well,
just wanted to step out.
see, that's where they have it above you nowadays because now it's all SUVs because of all the equipment they got to carry now.
Oh yeah.
Right. They have to carry all this extra stuff on them. So, they have to. All our cities have to go out and buy new SUVs.
I just think I had to go 34 years driving a patrol car.
Crown Vic.
And my last year, I finally got a nice little Ford Explorer.
Nice.
I got to drive it a year.
Oh, that's
That was
it.
it.
That's it.
That's it. That was it.
That's
Yep, it
This
did.
past week, I was somewhere, South Dakota, Minnesota, somewhere, and there was a sheriff's officer had someone pulled over, and they were in a minivan, and I'd never seen a minivan before. I mean, it's like, I don't know.
a cop car?
Yeah, it was a cop. It was like a minivan. It was white and had like the decals, whatever county sheriff down the side of it. I was like, oh.
On a low budget there.
I guess.
Let me ask you this. You're not expecting a minivan.
You
so,
were not expecting
So if that
it.
cop creeps up behind you, you're still speeding. You're doing whatever you want, drunk and swerving over the road because you think the soccer mom behind you don't give a shit. And then you find out the soccer mom behind you is Popo. So that's, ain't that a bitch?
Never expect that.
I actually just got pulled over last Saturday.
Did you?
Yep.
For
Driving
what?
through I can't even talk. I say your last name, but I can't say the name of a town in Nebraska. Wood River. Came rolling into town a little fast.
You were speeding? I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Educate you or persecute you?
Her computer wasn't working, so I got a verbal.
You got it. Oh, very nice.
Educated or persecuted? I like
Very
that.
nice.
I like that.
So, yeah, I was rolling into town. Brandy and I were talking. I knew I started slowing down. I just didn't slow down enough. And she got me doing like 47 and a 35 right on the very edge of town. Yeah. I was like, So
I haven't had one for a long time. Last time I got a ticket was outside of Lyman going to the show in Lamar, the comedy show. And I couldn't even be mad because that was the most polite police officer. I mean, he gave me the ticket. He absolutely gave me the ticket, but he was just such a sweetheart about it. I thanked him when he walked away. It was like,
Never
Yeah.
had any of that.
the officer pulled me over. She was a short little thing. I looked out. I looked out my window. Then I had to go look down
To get out and go, come on, little buddy.
So,
Nothing like that.
she'll get in there and whip your ass.
Yeah,
probably would have.
and a ticket.
Drag your big ass out of the car and kick the shit out of you. Call me little buddy again, punk.
Frodo. I don't know what to say.
Oh, Frodo. All right, we got two. So far, so good, my man. We got two great stories. One left. Backyard Prowler.
Backyard Prowler. Afternoon shift. I think it was a Sunday. Early part of the career, so 85-ish. Get called to an animal problem. So when I pulled up the house, I walked up to the front door, and this nice little old lady comes to the door. First thing she asked me, she says, "You got your gun?" And I go, "Yep." And she looks, "That's not big enough." This is not big enough. I'm thinking, Bigfoot, I don't know.
Yeah.
So she says, she motioned for me to come to the door. We walked in and then into the kitchen, down the stairs, and then we stopped at the back screen door. And I said, "Let me look." So, I'm thinking my sidearm is not big enough. So, what kind of gun do I really need here today? So I stick my head out there. I look both ways, and there's nothing in her backyard. And I said, "Ma'am, there's nothing here." She goes, "Wait, he'll be back." And she's just as serious as she can be. And I'm going, "Oh my God, what are we doing here?"
Is it one of those situations?
Back in those days, we didn't talk about that.
Right.
It was just that nutty old lady down the street there. You know,
right.
And I felt we 10 minutes. I'm waiting. The calls are stacking up, and I said, "Ma'am," I really got to get going. There's nothing back here. Please. Okay, this is one of them things you do in a small town,
Right, yes.
So another 5 minutes later, she goes, "There he is." And I'm looking. She goes, "You see him?" I go, "Nope. He's on the telephone line." And I look up there, and it was a big fat robin.
A robin?
A robin. The tweet, rockin' robin? Yeah. Okay, he's up there, and she goes, "Watch him." And I'm watching him. And he swoops down, and he snafus a strawberry, and she says, "Shoot him!" Then I realized that my gun wasn't what she wanted, a shotgun. Oh. Yeah. And that Mr. Robin took off, and he lit up there, and he goes, "You didn't shoot him." And I said, "Nope, I did not." I said, "That's his job."
Yeah.
I said, "His job is to eat the strawberry, as the cat is to eat the bird, and the dog is to chase the cat." I said, "Sweetie," that is just part of
the circle of life.
The circle of life.
Yeah.
And and of course, she was very upset with me because I did not fulfill my public service duty that day. And I told her, I said, "You call down the lumber yard, tell them what you want." I said, "I think they can build a chicken wire box for you to put over your strawberries, and I think that'll keep that fatty from returning."
Yeah.
So that's how I left that call.
You can call another cop, show them your picture, and be like, "You don't have a big enough gun. Shoot him.
Shoot him. Shoot him, man. Shoot him. Shoot him, Elizabeth. Shoot him."
There was, growing up on Eaton Street, across the street and over to the left, there was a little house that was always rental. My grandfather, well, first of all, there's an old lady over there, and she would come over like 11:30 at night sometimes and knock on the door and tell him something's wrong with my refrigerator, something's wrong with this, something's wrong with that. So Grandpa would be like, "Okay." And he'd walk over there and go check her fridge, go check, you know what I mean? It's just out of the blue. And my grandma would just be like, "Okay, okay, yeah, dude." But she was just very old. Well, I say that because I was like 8 or 9 at the time. So if I looked at anybody at this table, I'd be like, "Those three are very old." But
you're very old.
Yeah, but she was super old. But like you just said, in a small town, do that in Denver, that lady's going to get nothing.
No,
but my grandfather,
she's not even going to get an officer at the house.
No. But I mean, same from a neighbor. And Grandpa would put some pants on and walk over there, and check it out. So,
well, that's what you do in a small town as a cop. And I came from Longmont. My dad was a Boulder cop.
Oh, wow.
And, when I showed up here in 1983, they still fed the squirrel to run the electrical meter to turn the lights on. The town rolled up on a Sunday. You guys know that.
Yeah.
And then I called my dad, and I go, "Dad, they just got electricity here like 10 years ago. I just don't think I want to be here."
Yeah.
And but you know what? We're all put on the planet for a place, and it turned out to be the best decision I made. I got 2 good kids, and of course, Miss Walmart, my wife.
Yeah.
Miss Walmart.
Kick his ass for talking about it like that. That's what's up, dude.
Miss Walmart.
I was going to say, I totally spaced what I was going to say now. Oh, small towns. After high school, I moved to Pueblo to go to college, and I ended up working in a nightclub. That's here nor there. When I told them I'm from Brush, Colorado, they would and genuinely ask me questions like, "So is it like a dirt road downtown, or is it like indoor plumbing?" I'm like, "Yes, it's indoor plumbing." Or like you said, the squirrels.
What a guy!
Yeah, they were just so interested in where I came from and how I got to be here. You know, I'm like, "Yeah, there's that big coffee cup in there that you pee in, right? Is that a toilet?" I mean, I don't know. I tried to look how deep the hole was, but there's not a hole there underneath it. I don't know where the poop goes, but
how often you empty that thing?
yeah. Little silver thing, and then water comes out of nowhere. Is it magic? Is it voodoo? I don't know. You know, I'm a Christian boy, so yeah.
Small town cop stories. When I was a senior in high school, I drove an '87 El Camino, and so there was one night we were all down at the convenience store, and they said, "Hey, Adam, go out to the co-op and steal some pallets and bring them out to the dead end. We're going to have a bonfire and kind of hang out back out there. So we're going to party." And another kid jumped in with me. His name was Adam Cathcart. So we're back there.
What's up, Adam?
What's up, man? And so we were back there, load these pallets up. I see a cop go south on Highway 89, and I looked at Adam. I go, "They're with the cop." Actually, I was like, "There goes Larry." His name was Larry Sitz. I'm like, "There goes Larry." And so he's like, "We got to get out of here." I'm like, "Dude, I'm the only one that drives a brown El Camino in a town of 800 people. If he saw us, he knows exactly who it is." And pretty soon, here he comes, driving up there and flips the spotlight on, and we just stopped and looked at him. He gets out and he goes, "Where's the party at, boys?" We didn't say anything, and he goes, Just tell me where it is. If there's any trouble, I know where to go." He goes, "I'm not going to bust it. I know that there won't be any trouble, but if something happens, I just need to know." So we told him, it was out at the dead end. And he's like, "All right," because that's all I need to know. And he just stood there staring at us. And we just stood there staring at him. And after about 30 seconds, he goes, "Are you going to finish loading pallets while you have light, or do you want to do this in the dark?" So he loaded up 3 or 4 more pallets. He turned the spotlight off, went one way. We went the other way. And
hey, cleaned up the pallets.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah.
Sometimes in high school, they bus parties here in Brush. We just pour it out. They make us pour everything out. You know what I mean? But they never, they're pretty cool about it. So it's little town officers, I guess.
No, those days are over. No.
They almost have to be.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know.
With people's attitudes now, you can't. You gotta be careful how much you give somebody.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's. I don't know, pretty crazy stuff. What do you think about that one, Vogue?
I like that.
Do you have one in mind?
I was thinking squirrel, not robin.
Oh, squirrel.
And I was going to say, shoot it, because I hate squirrels.
He's this big bastard is not
I'm
afraid
actually
of
afraid of squirrels.
Yeah. It's real uneasy, man.
He's got them big nuts right there.
Yeah, that's right.
So, to answer your question, no, I don't have anything in mind. This is just going to be a shot in the dark.
I have one in mind, I think.
So
yeah. Before we go on, though, I do want to say, I forgot to say this already, thank you, Brush Emporium, by the way. That's where we're at, 210 Clayton Street, for giving us the space to do this. You having Bullhucker Studios in the basement. They've been very cool about everything. They've been so encouraging about this. So, there are 4 people in Brush, Colorado who really care about this town, who really care about the people. So they started this business. You were upstairs checking it out, Doug. This is the first time you've been in here.
It's really cool. I had no clue.
Right.
And I'm just amazed on the stuff that's here.
It's neat.
It is neat. Very cool.
38 vendors is what they're up to now. So
really,
but I think that's 38 because they ran out of room. So I think it could be more because they keep getting applications or whatever. Because what it is people upstairs that they have a great business, but they don't have enough stuff to fill a store on their own, obviously. So or to sell online or whatever. So this gives them a place to come sell their wares to be seen with other people, and it's smart because you come get pizza, which the pizza here is awesome.
Yeah, and the wings. Wings are phenomenal.
You haven't had the pizza, I assume?
No, I have not. But my daughter, she wanted to come up and have
frozen yogurt.
Yes. And
yes.
They were closed.
Yeah, today's a
so
closed
we
day.
did not
so.
make it up here.
If
Stay
she
open longer.
If she,
there you go.
Sunday's the only day. Sunday's the only day they close early. So,
Yep.
or they would never get a day off.
I
you know,
know,
and
I know.
a psychotic episode would happen, and our officer's got to show up to the mayor's house and calm her down. You know, but if your daughter loved you, she'd bring you down for pizza sooner or later. So,
I don't know.
She gave you.
I don't know.
The jury's still out of if I love him or not.
She may. The fat guys don't need pizza. pizza. That's what she'll tell
Yeah,
me.
you know what? That's exactly what we need. You know
That's
I'm saying?
what we need.
It's a
That is
staple.
right.
We've already
It's a
crossed
staple in
the-
the diet.
We've
Hey, I
crossed
get my
the threshold.
vegetables and my meat.
That's right.
Yep.
It's all there.
Dairy,
Dairy,
cheese on it.
cheer, yeah.
Yeah. So, but they've been really great. So, thank you, Brush Emporium, and please make sure you support these guys. Support a little town business. They're supporting small town business. So, before we go any further, there's a little video we're going to watch right here.
Hi, I'm Megan Orcutt, and I'm the owner of Something Magical. We make things such as hand-stitched journals, hand-poured candles with essential oils and fresh herbs. We also have pendulums and other handcrafted items. You can find us here at the Brush Emporium, 210 Clayton Street, or on Facebook. Just search up Something Magical, and there's a link to our website.
All right, so make sure you come in here. That's one of the many vendors that are in here, 38 of them to be exact. So we'll be filming more of them as soon as we have a chance. So please make sure you come out and check that out. And please support small town business, because we don't support small town business, it goes away. And also, while you're in the supporting mood, support the Bullhucker podcast. If you're on YouTube, on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen is a little red dot. That's our subscribe button. It's a
Small click for you, but a huge click
It's
for
a
us.
huge click for us, and we really appreciate showing the love. So, for all the free content you're getting, and are we funny? I don't know. It's free content. Let's not get out of control here. So, no matter where you listen to it, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, whatever, please leave a rating and review. It does help the podcast. And Adam will high five you in public when he sees you.
Yeah, I might even give you a hug.
You know what? Let's not get crazy on the hug, because
I failed.
we had the hug discrepancy. I've been offering hugs. Adam's been offering hugs, and then someone walked up to him in the store and wanted a hug, and then
He's always wanting to hug in the pool. That's just odd.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's just weird.
It is
buddy. I don't
weird.
know what it is.
You
I
weren't
don't know.
supposed to tell anybody about that. It was one time, Doug. One time. I thought we had a moment, dude.
It was just
He's showing me upright CPR. It's weird. It's new.
I don't know what he's
The
doing.
hippies in the big city are doing it, so now we are too. Thank you very much. So, all right. So, Doug, when we do, we're going to guess now to see which we can try and guess. When we guess, we rock, paper, scissors to see who has to guess first.
Oh, okay. All right.
How do you rock, paper, scissors? So you do three.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. Because there's two different ways to do it.
Okay, I'm listening. I'll partake however you want.
I'm with you. You do it correctly. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
all right, thank you.
You're a three pumper. That's what the three pumper avenue is for. Four pumper. Adam is a four pumper. He goes rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh.
See, I'm with you. I just go boom, boom, boom.
boom.
Yeah.
Sorry, Adam.
The Schossow. Oh, Schossow. my favorite now. So,
That's it.
all right. We are going to go. Ready?
Yep.
3.
Yep.
All right. I get excited. This has been contention. This is like the 130th time we've done it. 126 where we on right now. So
Yeah. It's,
I actually go and do the stats at the end of the year to see how many people have done 3 and 4 pumps. And yeah, the first year 4 pumpers won. Last year we kicked their ass, but I think 4 pumpers are winning this year so far. It's
making
not
a
looking good.
resurgence.
Yeah. So we got 3 stories, Adam. We got backyard prowler, night at the mortuary, and ice safety. What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward ice safety. Just, I don't know why, but that's just kind of the one that's kind of sticking out to me right now. I could totally see it happening. I've been stuck under a car before too, but I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with ice safety.
Really?
Yeah,
Any reason why?
not really, just a guess.
I think ice safety is actually a true story. I think that backyard prowler is actually also a true story. It seems like one of those stories you kind of had a smile on your face, like it was a cherished memory.
Yep.
That way you told us. So,
all right.
so I think that's a true story. Ice safety, I think that's one of those stories you don't like to tell, but you tell now because it's funny, because that's a long time ago, right?
Long time ago, yeah.
I'm going to go with night at the mortuary, and the reason why is because you said it was basically a true story with a little piece changed. And I think that one would have the easiest way to have it changed. Like the guy didn't fall down the stairs or something to that effect. So I think I'm going to take night at the mortuary. You're taking ice safety?
Yep. And with ice safety, you said that little piece could be changed. You know, it could have been a true story, except it didn't make the magazine.
That's true.
So-
All right.
Ooh.
Well,
wow.
Doug,
So,
let's see the board. Let's see what you
see
got.
the board.
It's a mortuary. What's not true about it?
What's not true? Everything is true except we didn't follow through because we chickened out because we didn't want to shoot the mortuary, the mortician. Everything was true except for that last part.
But Chief, be fair.
Yep.
It would have been funny had he not died, right? I mean, we'd all laughed about this. Like, if he would have bled out, we'd all laughed about it.
Oh, yeah.
We don't need an autopsy on this one. We know what the cause of death was.
Yep. Everything was true.
So, eye safety is true.
Yes, sir.
How long did it take you to start telling that story to people?
Oh, my God. Well, let's see. That probably rocked through 10 years, probably.
Really?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. Sometimes there's the stories in your life.
You wait for all those other guys to move on so nobody else can make fun of you.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I got a whole podcast full of stories with me, but
Yep.
It's just now I've been telling them. So, backyard prowler, that's a true story.
True. Everything I said was true.
That's cool. And you could tell that one I was almost sure about just from the way you told it. You know what I mean? It's a fun story.
It rolled.
And she's not around anymore, I'd imagine.
No, she's gone.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was a big deal to her.
Oh, and I could, if you're a small town cop, you take time and you take care of the people who take care of you,
right?
And it was important to her, so it had to be important to me.
Of course.
And so, I always say mistakes that our new cops make because they just want to get in and get out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to spend a little extra time.
Right.
Yeah.
We had a boss, Rick Bain from Budweiser, and he told me that one time. He said, Larry, if someone takes the time to ask you a question or bring a concern to you, it's obviously important to them.
Yep.
It may not be important to you. It's important to them.
Yep.
So see what's going on, and he was right. And that's, at the time he told me, I said, okay, Rick, but he's right. He was 100% right. Take the time to see what's going on because it may be a big deal. You're not looking at it the right direction.
That's right. That's right. And that was one thing I think I took, like I said, I'd spent a long time here. So most people just want to vent,
right?
Express their and you just happen to be in the way, and
right,
and nothing really ever at you,
right?
They just want to vent, and sometimes you just gotta let them.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. A few questions about everything going on with you, if you don't mind. City council. What was there anything that was defining that made you want to join city council, or just all together for Fort Morgan you wanted to join?
No, I actually, we just talked about my career coming to an end, and kind of a goofy. I still like to help people. I still want to be a part of it.
Sure.
And position on city council actually came open prior to me leaving the police department. So, 2017. Decided to reach out and see what I could do if I get on. And people of Ward 1, Fort Morgan, voted me in, and so I thought, man, then it's a good time to go.
Yeah,
we have a one good perk. And you're on City Council Fort Morgan, they pay for your health insurance.
That's what I've heard.
Yep. So that is a huge perk. And so, they take care of the other city employees, and they just throw us in that loop or that pot for city council, too. So
that's very cool.
And I tell you what, I'm very appreciative to that. And that allows me to, not that I wanted to retire, but
right.
I work at the hospital for Morgan now, security.
Okay.
So I still see a lot of people, And,
sure.
But no, I've always been a part of that. My life helping people and
right.
being a part of that, and like I said, I enjoy it.
Right. What's the big project right now for the Fort Morgan City Council?
Oh my God, we got several things.
You gotta hate when people. I hate when people put me on the spot like I just did.
I hate it. We just we go back and watch the YouTube channel. We just okayed liquor license for a brewery pub. In Fort Morgan. I don't know when the guy is going to start building, but he's pulled his liquor license, so hopefully he'll start soon.
Exciting.
You've seen, if you've been in Fort Morgan, on Southwest Street, we have that housing development that's coming in.
Good.
And like the Tuesday before that, we had another developer come in, and basically across the street from where the new middle school is.
Okay.
That wants to be another housing development, and I asked him. I said, "When do you want to get going on that?" And he says, "I hope to break ground next spring." So, things to come, Fort Morgan housing stuff.
Good.
We got. You saw the tire shop, Les Schwab, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we do have some other businesses that are all gathering around that little intersection at Barlow and Platt. So,
I mean, what a great section.
What a great spot.
Yeah, great spot.
And since I have Larry in front of us, he and I talked at CML, and it's a conference that most every city in the state of Colorado attends. There's a lot of information you take out of it, and the networking back and forth. And I've always thought how strange it is. That there's such, even though we're 10 miles apart, there's that competition thing there, and it's just football games, basketball games, which I think is a good, honest.
That part's healthy.
Yeah, that's healthy.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt in my mind that if Brush needed Fort Morgan, we'd be right here, and then vice versa.
Sure, of course.
And I just think it would be interesting if we could, once a quarter, once every 6 months, get together with our neighbors, and this is what's coming to us.
Yeah.
What comes to us is going to affect you.
Right.
You guys got what you got coming. It's going to affect us. And I think it would be good to share that back and forth. And it sure doesn't hurt nothing. And, shoot, I've known Larry a long time. But, since we're on count, I've got another friend.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's absolutely cool.
Yep.
Except for I wouldn't want the mayor pro tem from Morgan to come down here.
No,
Caper.
John, yeah.
Caper, but
he's here all the time anyway.
he's always,
He might as well move here.
We kicked him out.
Yeah.
We kicked him out. He used to live here. No, Caper's a good dude. Him and my mom were good friends, so I knew him back when they called him Dogface because he was the dog catcher for years. Remember? Yeah. So he said it out loud on the podcast, John, because he always says, "Go and say it. Go tell him, Larry. Tell him you're going to tell him. You're going to tell him. Dogface."
Well, he was a sheriff's deputy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you real quick. John started at the electric department. I kept having guys tell me, "Hey, does your brother work here?" I don't have a brother. Well, one day we're at the old gas pumps, and I'm filling up, and John's walking to his house, and I go, "Hey." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "I understand you look like me." And he goes, "No, I understand you look like me." So we met at the car, and we both looked at each other, go, "Nah,
I don't see it.
I don't see it." But there is a slight resemblance, and he had asked me where my dad had been, and I said, "Well, New York." Dad never made it to New
Yeah,
York.
dad might have been a Rolling Stone.
Never made it there. Yeah. So
Next-
John and I have known each other a long, long time.
Me and this guy don't look anything like each other, but we've been. How many times have people called you Moose?
I don't, more than I can count. It's constant. They are always mixing us up. I'm like, he's a big Mexican. I'm a big white guy. I don't even know.
We're not even the same flavor, So
You say Moose. My nickname in high school was Tiny.
was it really?
Yeah.
I was Moose as a baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess
Wow.
I came out and my hands were this size already.
Oh, yeah,
so
paws, huh?
Yeah, my uncle said this is the size of a moose, and Moosey
moose.
it
There you
was. So hated it growing up.
Sure.
But all my good friends still used to call it, and then
Moose,
I owned it later on in life, and so that's just what it became. So
Awesome.
one more question before
Yes,
you
sir.
go about the cop thing.
Yeah.
Is there ever a time you were you almost had to quit from being scared of something that freaked you out? So I mean, what's how am I trying to phrase this question? What's the most freaked out you've ever been as a cop?
Oh, my.
That might be a tough one. I should have prepped you for that.
No, there's actually a couple of them, and I was in a position, so it was scary at that point. I was a little in control, but the scariest point was we just had we were involved in a high-speed chase, and while you're the passenger, you're not in control of nothing.
Right.
You just hold on and hope to God we make it.
Right.
And speaking of John Caper, we were in a high-speed chase. We had just went around the beef plant and turned onto Beef Plant Road, or at Barlow, and John started passing us on the left. I have no idea what he was doing, but he was passing us on the left. The guy, I mean, it's just a short distance there from Burlington to Road R.
Right.
The guy makes an immediate right.
So he's heading down towards...
He's heading to Brush.
Okay.
He's heading to Brush.
Okay, I see.
John makes an immediate right. And there was a point there where the old sphincter had slammed shut.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for the crash.
Right.
And thank God that, we all had a lot of training and driving.
Right.
The guy that driving, he did well. John did well, and we never collided. We didn't make it to 21. And I was a supervisor that day, and I said, done. We're done.
Let's let the guy go.
Let the guy go. And that necessarily did not happen.
Right.
He got all the way to 71. Brush chased for a little while. Sheriff's office chased for a little while. And that guy ended up past Woodrow. That's the next one out there?
Yep.
Woodrow out there. And then they pitted him and took him into custody with Washington County Sheriff's Office. But
what was he running from?
You know what he was running for? You ready for this?
Yeah.
This was back when, you could chase because they just didn't stop.
Okay.
$10 worth of gas.
Almost killed himself for $10.
Almost killed himself for $10 worth of gas.
What year is this?
And that was at the old Roadrunner. Let's see if you guys remember that.
I do. It's is that by the Outpost or no?
It was down there by Dairy Queen, right at the 80 when you got off. It was a gas station.
Okay.
It was the I think Conoco at one time.
Okay.
And then the Roadrunner gas station. He kiped $10 worth of gas.
And that's what he's running for.
That's what he was running for.
It's
Back in the day when you did something bad, and the cops could throw you in jail.
Yeah.
No, we don't do that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
You don't do that.
Yeah, you gotta piss somebody off.
You gotta really piss somebody off.
Yeah.
And it's usually not the cop.
Yeah.
The judge lets him go. So.
It's so insane that the mindset there that he's just risked how many lives?
Oh.
Or $10 of the gas.
The decision was when we were coming down Sherman Street, and I told the guy I was with, I said, if he goes over the tracks, we're done.
Right.
He turned right on Beef Plant or Burlington.
Okay.
And I thought, man, okay, let's just help him leave.
Yeah.
Let's get him out of town.
Yeah.
So we went around to Beef Plant, came back, and that's when we decided that Doug decided it was time to stop.
Yeah.
And, that, I don't even know what year that had been, early 90s, probably mid-90s.
So gas was what? $1.25 a gallon?
Yeah, something
If
like
that.
Oh, yeah. I can almost see it now.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yep. That was one of the, because you just don't have no control.
Right.
None.
Right.
You're just, hey, we're there.
Right.
Oh, I got a lot of stories if you want to hear uncontrolled stuff. So
Yeah.
we could have some more.
Yeah. I'd like that sometime, man.
Yeah,
Come back on. I'd like to. I want to get more firefighters on here.
Oh, yeah.
My dream on this is to have a huge, diverse.
Oh,
guest list.
absolutely.
I mean, literally to have a stripper one day, a congressman the next.
Hey.
Do you know what I mean? A school teacher one day, a pimp the next. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think stories. That's why I love this podcast so much. I love listening to people's stories. Because we've known each other a while.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
It's crazy. The stuff that your friends have been through that you don't know. When he told, I've known this guy for a long time. He's episode 25, which ironically was 100 episodes ago.
Yep.
He had stories I hadn't heard, so.
And we spent a lot of time riding around in a beer truck together.
Yeah.
And that was hard because I'm thinking, man, what did we talk about for 8 years?
To Holyoke, Julesburg, Ray. Yeah.
Ooh.
Just
Ooh.
two guys in a beer truck with no air conditioning driving down the road, man.
And a white snake.
Oh,
Tape.
and a white snake.
Tape stuck in the deck. You couldn't eject. That's the
No,
only thing.
you could eject it. Just the tape deck's the only thing that worked. The radio didn't work. Nothing
that's
worked.
what it was.
So my two options, Doug, were to listen to the farm report for that whole trip, or the only tape I had was Whitesnake's greatest hits. It's only been in the past 2 years I can listen to Whitesnake anymore, because there for a while I just couldn't do it. I'd have I'd be the guy the cops were chasing down trying to shoot because I'd have a psychotic episode. But but it's fun. This podcast has been a lot of fun, and it's it's getting stronger. So it's getting there. So
Yeah. Well, thank you for letting me be a part of this.
No.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
absolutely, this has been a great time. And by the way, John Caper, I'm going to talk you into it, whether it kills me or not. I'm going to, he's convinced I'm not going to, but I keep like suggesting. He's like, nah. But then again, maybe Doug Schossow's got bigger balls than you. I don't know. Well, we'll see. So anyway, anything you want to pump before you leave there, Doug?
No, not really. I just thanks for the community for keeping me, let me be their pimp, their police officer, and now their councilman. So you pimped me out, dude. I don't know what to say.
as the Crown Vic in the trunk they put, there's a hat with a little feather out of it, like
A purple hat.
a Schossow, the
Yeah.
pimp that's got to stay home.
Yeah.
You can't bring it to work with you. So
That's going to be your Halloween costume.
you know what? If we got to
Purple
buy you one,
spandex. What do you think?
that's what I'm talking. Maybe not spandex, Doug. Let's not get crazy. Okay, let's be
And
reasonable.
a pheasant feather.
We'll find you some clothing with fur on it.
Yeah,
With-
okay.
Purple it up.
right.
So anyway,
All right.
Doug, thank you so much for coming
You're
on.
welcome, guys.
I'm Moose Lundstrom.
How about a Vokey?
Catch you next time. Peace.
Sweet.
Good, man.